Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me with another episode of Burn the Wagon, where we're here to burn the wagon that is patriarchy. Hey, what's up?
What's
Yo,
good,
yo,
bro?
yo. Thank you for joining me.
Oh yeah, man. Thanks for
Just
inviting
telling
me.
me. Yeah, no problem. I'm just telling the people what Burn the Wagon's all about. So, Burn the Wagon's all about burning patriarchy, capitalism, and above all else, colonialism.
Hell
So,
yeah.
thank you, Stewie G. I'm going to do a little prayer for the people before we go on, and then
Hell
we'll
yeah.
get on to the conversation.
All right, bro. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, I just want to send a prayer out for all the people that are suffering from mental health issues. I want to send a prayer out for all the people that are suffering from domestic violence issues. I want to send a prayer out for anybody that has been missing or has been murdered in the world. I want to send prayers out for yourselves for being here today. And above all else, I want to send prayers out for Mother Earth. So thank you guys for being here at Burn the Wagon, where we're going to have a conversation with Stewie G about res life, hip hop, all that type of stuff. So first off, let's give it a little intro about yourself and where you're from and what you're about.
Yeah. So, my name's Stewie G. Come from up here, Clear Lake, Lake County. Represent from my village, Alim, and yeah, just do music. I do hip hop with Savage Fam, HGS Savage Fam. We do a lot of stuff with the youth and stuff like that. But yeah.
Is there anywhere anybody can find HES music or anything like that?
Yeah, our stuff's all over, bro. It's all over YouTube, Spotify, whatever, Apple Music, wherever, man. Just type in HGS Savage Fam, you'll get all our stuff.
Hell yeah, I was rocking that one song earlier. I got my diamonds on just for that. Yeah,
Hell
I was
yeah.
rocking with that. That was dope.
Hell yeah, bro.
All right, so yeah, you said you're from Elam, up in what Lake County.
Yeah.
You grew up on the res out there or no?
No, I stay in town, like in Clear Lake. It's like by Walmart and shit. Like the apartment is by Walmart. That's where I stay at. But like, I
Okay,
haven't been
yeah,
out there in a minute, honestly.
because I recently had somebody from James Brown. I interviewed him from over
Yeah.
there. Yeah, and he said there's not much of a res over there. Are you guys from the same tribe?
Yeah. So like I don't know, like it just seems like all the people are trying to like buy up all the land and just like trying to push us off. Because a lot of the people out there that stay out there are not a part of the tribe. They're either like disenfranchised or disenrolled. So it just seems like the people that control the tribe or whatever are like just trying to like push them off. You know what I mean? Like get them off the land. But that was a part of our creation story of as at Alim, that we've always been there, like even in our stories and all that, in the islands and everything. So like that's why people are still there, and that's why like we still stand and still speak about like the sulfur bank mine and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what he was talking about last time is the sulfur mines and shit over there. So do you know much about that going on? Are you guys having to do with that standing up like you are for the? Because I see you post a lot about the run for salmon. Are you guys having to do anything like that in your area?
Not that I know of as of right now, because I don't, like I said, I'm always out doing all kind of stuff, so I'm not really into like all what's going on here in Lake County. But yeah, just just same old tribal stuff, BS,
Yeah,
same
tribal
everywhere.
politics, man. That shit's fucking dirty.
Yeah, stuff like that. But I feel like what the government's trying to do, like I said, like what they're reopening all these mines and stuff, reopening all these places, and I just feel like they're trying to get that back open and just push everybody off the land. And it's like we ain't like you know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Yeah. So I saw you post a lot for the run for salmon and I kind of like saw a lot of dancing videos and cultural practices. Is there any cultural practices that you practice, like dancing, singing, anything like that?
Yeah, all that, bro. Like I started dancing when I was probably like 7, 8 years old. In our roundhouse up here, up in the big head ceremonies. And me, bro, I never grew up on the res. I grew up in the city. Like I grew up in Hayward. So we'd
Oh,
always,
really? Okay.
yeah. So like, you know what I mean? I'm a city Indian. Hey, I say.
Yeah,
But
that's urban
but
native for you.
hell yeah. But my dad, because he was always into the, he was always a part of the ceremony, so he'd bring us up every time, and I started young, because some of the older bros and cousins and stuff, they go off and start working and stuff, living life and shit like that. But we had to start young, you know what I mean? So we was just young cats, and yeah. So yeah, just from that long and in our big head ceremonies, and then even shake heads, dancing everywhere with all kind of folks. Like I've danced with, like, not only our people, the Pomo, but I've danced with the coast sometimes. I smacked it with some of our cousins or Putwin cousins, and folks from Grindstone. Like pretty much everywhere, bro. I feel like I'm a what they call it, a dance whore.
Yeah.
wherever, wherever they're gonna smack it, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah. And you guys, it's essentially the same regalia as we wear over in on the coast, right? Flicker bird,
Yeah,
the feathers
yeah.
on the back. It's all the same. Yeah. Okay. Do you know the significance of the flicker bird? Because I always remember Clarence Carrillo telling us it was to hide the identity of the dancer.
Yeah, that's part of it. But like, my understanding is, like, it's like our vision, like, like from the sacred fire. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
it's like, that's like our vision of seeing in through spirit eyes. You know what I mean? And that's like
Okay.
our, like, that's the flicker, like the feather, the orange. It represents that
Yeah.
sacred fire. So it's just like, like that's our vision. Like, you know what I mean? When we're in that realm, that's our vision, so we can see. You know what I mean?
Hell
So
yeah.
yeah.
That's dope. I got it tatted on me too.
Oh shit, bro! I was this is actually the bro Cisco's wife. Oh, right there, look.
Oh hell yeah.
And it says Cali native on there, but that's the bro Cisco's wife. That, I think that's her design, because she's Miwok out in Tuolumne.
Hell
So
yeah. She
yeah,
got an Instagram, plug her Instagram so she can sell some shirts.
hell yeah, Audrey. I think it's Audrey Gower. I don't know her, like, her username, but yeah, it's Audrey Gower. If you ever look her up on Facebook or Instagram or whatever.
Right on. I'm all
Hell
about
yeah.
supporting native businesses and native artists, all that type of stuff. That's what this whole platform is about. You know what I mean? Oh, we got somebody that right there, Audrey
Yep.
Marie. So if you
Yep.
guys want to check her out, check her Instagram out, buy some shirts from her, support native artists. That's all what I'm about.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, this whole time I thought you grew up in Lake County on the res, Hayward. Okay, that's a lot different because I grew up on the res in Point Arena, and when I moved
uh,
here to Santa Cruz, that shit was a shock. Such a culture difference.
yeah.
And how was that growing up in the city? You know, being native. Was there a lot of natives around you guys, or?
No, there was like a few, but they were like out of state, like Lakota or like Dene or something. You know what I mean? And like with me, bro, it was just like, oh, I'm native, but like I didn't know whatever, until like I started like going to ceremonies with my pops and stuff. You know what I mean? Then I was like, oh, like, and that's what like gravitated me. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause it was like, man, now I have something to live up to or live for. You know what I mean? Because it was just like in the Bay, bro. Like, you're trying to fit in. Like, you're trying to fit into everything. Like, like, do you kick it with the blacks? Do you kick it with the Mexicans? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And it's like, dang, you're so like, just feel like you're by yourself. Like, so that's why like I started making music, because like my pops was always like, hey man, don't ever like let people like shame you of who you are. You know what I mean? Like, be proud of who you are. Be proud of where you come from. So like that's what the music, like that's why I started making music, was to bring like people to be proud of themselves. Cause yeah, there's a lot of native kids that grow up in cities like Oakland, LA, Sacramento, or even like other places, and like they get treated like we ain't shit, like we ain't nothing. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah,
so that's
because
just
there's this
from that.
always there's this always from the people on the res that you aren't native enough because you didn't grow up on the res, and that's whack.
Yeah. So yeah, you're getting it from your people, and then you're getting it also from other folks too. That are like, oh yeah, you're those teepee Indians, or you got casinos and all that stuff, right? And you're like, what? Like, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
man.
wild, man.
But yeah, and then from going from that, so like growing up in Hayward, then we moved from Hayward to Lake County, and this is when like started going to high school here and all that stuff. And yeah, it was a different, bro. It's like it went from like you said city, urban, and then you go up here and it's like racism, like
Yeah.
white people are racist, and then you got like natives, like you don't know what natives are, you know what I mean? This family don't like this family or did it, stuff like that. And you're like, what? Like you're my people, like I
Yeah, it's crazy. How many
you know
people
what I mean?
beef in
Like,
our own communities, man? It's wild.
yeah, so that's why I was like, what? Like just bugging out and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a different transition, like dang, like this is what we have to go through.
We got one comment, city natives fits. So yeah, we got people repping for the city natives out there for you. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, you talk about starting music. I kind of want to start. Like who put the pen in your hand and told you like let's start writing? Was it your pops or what artist were you really listening to? Was like, damn man, I should start making music. Or what were you watching or what were you doing that was like, man, this clicks. I can write. I can write some shit.
Fuck. Shit, bro. Like I don't even honestly, cause like I always hear stories from like my mom when I was young. Like I'd sing that what Naughty by Nature, the hip hop parade.
Yeah,
Oh, you
yeah.
know what I mean, like all that stuff, and then I'd sing Murder Was the Case. She said I had a brush. She's like, obviously singing Murder Was the Case, Snoop Dogg, like all that stuff. But like when I started like getting the idea of doing music, um, fuck, I'd probably have to say like HCS Savage Fan, bro. They came they came to the res, man, like to LM. This was during like when my pops and them was getting disenrolled, and they were fixing their sweat house or roundhouse because it was caving in, and we was out there, just a couple, it was my dad, my uncle, a couple other cousins, we was out there just fixing it up, and then this is when they had the longest walk. I think it was like '07, '08, one of those years, and they came from Bloody Island. They stopped at Bloody Island, went to Robinson Rancheria, and then they came to LM. And they came in, it was like hella people, bro. And it was like they was just like, man, like because we was telling them the stories about the disenrollment and stuff like that. So then like they came in and were like, you know what, we're gonna tell your story. And they were like, bro, like they have merch, they take it off. Like my mom got a sweater like that. They're like, oh, that's tight. Oh, you like that? Here, boom. Or then like giving us bandanas, they're giving us shirts, CDs, like all that shit, bro. And then like I didn't know what the fuck. So like I started hearing the music, and this was the Stealing Back the Sun. It's by Savage Fam. If you guys look that up, Stealing Back the Sun, and ancestors, and it was the hook goes, if our ancestors came back and that's just who we are, we'd be too far gone to recognize them through the stars and the stripes of the flag, living our lives. They say if our ancestors came back, would we fight them today? And that shit hit me, bro, because it was like
Hey.
that shit, because it was like, damn, like for real. And that's when like I started like writing about stuff that happens out here in Lake County that nobody talks about, that everybody just keeps, shh, don't say that, or all this stuff. So I was like, no, fuck that. Like, and it was speaking up to defend myself and my family, because like our name was getting thrown around in the dirt. You ain't shit. Don't talk to him. He's poison and all this stuff, bro. All kind of gaslight. And it was
Yeah.
like, fuck you. So that's when I started writing how I truly felt. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
and you talk about disenrollment, and that's what James Brown was talking about last time he was on here. Is people getting disenrolled? Was he fully disenrolled, or was he able to stop that?
um to be honest, bro, and this ain't talking shit or nothing, bro. Like there was all a part of that of getting my family disenrolled. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
and then it backfired in 2010, and then that's when they all got disenrolled. But nah, bro, like majority, they were all a part of that shit, bro. And I'm not, like I said, I ain't talking shit. This is just real. This is how I feel. But like they was a part of that, and that's why like we don't really associate. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, yeah,
they still try to like, oh yeah, like what we did to you guys was right, but what was done with them was wrong. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And that's
Makes
like
sense.
what? So that's why you mean like And you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it is fucked up, you know what I mean? But like my whole take of it is like just trying like it's always the government that fucks us over, you know what I mean? And then, like, and it always gets us fighting each other and shit. So like I just try to find ways how to fix shit or like, you know what I mean, work around or whatever. How to,
Yeah,
you know what I mean, just fix the situation, you know what I mean? But
you're absolutely right because we shouldn't be fighting within each other amongst each other. That's a good, like, super good point because that just
yeah.
causes more and more. That's what they want. You know what I mean? That's what, like you said, the government wants. They just want us fucking fighting each other.
Yeah, so like, yeah, I'm all of whatever, like bringing. That's what I'm trying to do, cause it's just bring my folks together, cause
Yeah,
we're all so divided, bro. Like, especially in my village with the ceremonies and everything, man. It's just all fucked. So it's just like I'm speaking about all everything that goes around, and people would say, "Oh, you're hating," or "You're this," and it's like, no, man, this is. I'm not standing for this. Like, I want to come together. I want my people, not just my people, but all Pomo people. Cause
yeah,
bro, for a long time, like the lake people didn't fuck with the coast Pomo
yeah,
or the Ukiah, all that stuff. Like we was always beefing, and it was just like for what, you know what I mean? So like that's with the music, bro. Like that's what I try to unite. Not only, like I said, not only our people, the Pomo, everybody, bro. Like they want us to keep fighting against each other. Even our folks down of the border, like, oh yeah, you're Mexican or oh you're this. Like, no, bro. Like they're native too.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Actually, the other day I posted something about that. Like, the don't let that border get it twisted. You're native too, and somebody unfollowed me because of that situation. Like, yo, like you're tripping, man. Like before the Spanish, before the everybody came and raped their people, they were the same doing the same type of indigenous stuff. Before they got colonized by this Christianity or Catholicism, they were doing the same exact stuff as us, just living freely. But yeah, like you were saying about your lyrics, man, that shit. I was listening to that shit, and it's like, man, like you said, you're talking about the shit you see, and like it's just the same. Like it resonated with me because it's the same shit I would see around the res. You know what I mean? Just around our
yeah,
people. So yeah, I definitely love the music you're doing, and you just definitely had a big show out at a college, right? Let's talk about that. Yeah,
bro,
yeah,
that shit, that
native
was
voices,
dope.
right? Yeah, so
Yeah,
let's talk about that. Show the people about that. And is there any footage that people go can check out about that show?
yeah. Actually, cause we did a video too, music video. Ain't that something though? So yeah, if y'all subscribe to the HGS page, like I posted the full show set. But bro, that was dope. Cause like we excuse me, they were talking about it for months, bro. Like I want to say like November, October, when they're like, yeah, we want to get a show in April and all this stuff, right? So we're like, yeah, and then like, oh, sorry. But Cisco, he hit me up, and then the bro, Little Jim and Curtis, and was like, "Yeah, we want to get you guys to come out here." We're like, "Hell yeah, we're gonna kill that shit." And then we just been like Zoom calls or when I was on Snapchat, we'd have those little Snapchat calls and like, "What songs we gonna do?" and like stuff like that. And like every time we got closer, bro, we're like, "Oh shit, it's getting close!" Like we get close, like. And when we, cause I never met Little Jim before then, and then like he
Oh,
came, yeah, like we only knew each other from social media and then just pushing songs back and forth. But then we finally met, and we're like, oh shit, like it was just good vibes, bro. And then yeah, man, everybody loved it, bro. Like before we even went to that show, the the youngsters in Tuolumne, like after school, they have these after school programs, and like they'd learn their language. Like they'd teach them their language, bro. Like, oh, this is the, and they'll say all the stuff, and we was just in there like just to observe and like, oh, like get them more like what they're into, and it was just dope because they knew their language, bro. Like they were fucking around, like you know how kids are, bro. When they get wild and new people
yeah,
come in, they want to. So like, and they were doing that, but they knew the language, like they were speaking it and all that, and we're like, dang, like. So then we just like showed them like what we did, stuff, workshops we do with the kids, and then the next day was the show, and then we had a bro. He came from Washington, bro, like, cause Little Jim flew down, But this bro drove from Tacoma all the way down to fucking Sonora just to be a part of the show, bro. And we let him fucking kill the mic. And yeah, bro, this is dope, bro. All dope vibes, man.
Was
You gotta
that
check
was
out
that
the
your
footage.
was that your first live show?
No, I've been doing a lot of shows, bro.
Oh, okay, cool. Hell, but that was your first time meeting the whole group and doing it live with them then.
Yeah, like, cause I know Cisco, like I said, Cisco since when he came to the Res that time. But Little Jim, cause he was no different than me. Like we were just youngsters, bro. Like we were cause like Savage Fam, they had workshops with the youth, and they like it's called Legends and Lyrics. So it was just
Okay.
like what they do was like ask the youngsters like, oh, like what's the stuff that goes around in your community that's bad, and all this stuff, and we just all the kids write down what they feel. But anyways, like they'd help them, and then they make their own song and stuff like that. Well, me and Little Jim, we're like a little product of that, because we were those youngsters that they helped. And so like
That's
me and
dope.
him, yeah, so like me and him came together, then with Cisco, and like we was like, yeah, man, like because he was going through it when we were starting our music career. Like he was already like, fuck this, I'm done. And then like so we was going through our little, we was our little whatever with music, and then we reached out, and he just started doing some work, and that's where the vision came out. They don't give a fuck about us came out, and yeah, all that, bro. So it was
Okay,
dope
so
vibes, man.
yup, I came up with the Savage Fam around 06, 07. Okay, damn, they've been pushing for a while, man. That's dope.
Yeah, bro, since the '90s, for real.
Wow. If
And yeah,
anybody,
man.
any of them want to come on, definitely they got a spot on here too. Come and talk some shit and tell their stories since doing rap, hip hop, and that's dope to go into the communities and asking kids like, because I feel like if somebody came in because we didn't really have that in PA, nobody came out there and did that. You know what I mean? Because it's out in the
Yeah,
cuts, so nobody really, and we don't really have the funding. You know what I mean? It's like we don't really have the amount of kids that would participate. But like I
yeah,
feel like if we would have more kids do that in that, or people to come in those areas, it would definitely happen. You know what I mean? Because people love music out in PA, but not enough people go out there.
yeah. It's way out there, bro. We actually did like, and this was a while back. I want to say like in 2015, but it was we did a little. It was a show, but it was with Savage Fam, but it was back in 15. They had I don't know if you've seen it was Rise. It was on the Viceland Rise.
Yeah,
But
I
we
heard
did,
about that because I think they
yeah.
interviewed my little cousin Manny on some
Oh
show.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That was it. And yeah, and then even him saying like they don't have stuff like that and none of that. And that's what even for me, bro, like opened my eyes because yeah, even out here in Lake County, bro, like, they don't have that shit. They only care about you when you're about to turn 18 and you're about to vote. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and like, oh, you're a voting member now. You gotta vote for me. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
so like,
And a huge thing in our communities is mental health, and I don't. It's most likely the same thing in Lake County, but I know up in Mendo it's huge because, like we said, it's out there. So mental health is a huge thing that nobody talks about. And I'm
you
just
say,
now like getting into this, like you can hear me.
yeah, something wrong happened. I don't know
Oh,
what happened.
oh, okay. So, yeah, I just talk about mental health, man. Like I think in our communities we need to talk about mental health a little bit more.
Can you see me? My shit's fucking up, bro.
Yeah, I can see you. Yeah, I can see you.
Mine's a black screen. Well, anyways.
You can try to exit out and then try to come back in if you want. But I can see you and I can hear you.
Okay, hold on.
All right, sorry about that, everybody. Thank you for joining Burn the Wagon, where we're here to burn the wagon that is patriarchy, capitalism, and colonialism. So just wait for us. Hopefully we can. Oh, what the hell's going on?
All
All right,
right, we're good. We back.
all right, we're back. We're back.
But yeah, the mental health issues, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah, man. What's some of the projects you guys are working on now? Do you have any new tracks that you guys are working on, or you guys are about to push off? I know you guys said you guys just did a music video. Are
Yeah.
any more shows coming out? I know things are opening back up, so you guys gotta start booking some shows, man.
Yeah, we dropped that music video. Ain't that something though? It's on YouTube. When we was out there, that bro Dreamcatcher that came from Washington, we did a track with him, and that shit, it's just dope. Like it's called Eyes Wide Open. So it's like basically talking like yeah, like we see what's going on in our community. My eyes are wide open, even though we're getting hit with all this nonsense and bullshit and gaslighting, that we could still try to keep and put out that medicine. You know what I mean?
You got folks out in Washington asking for a show in Washington, man. You gotta hit
Oh hell yeah,
those roads,
hell
man.
yeah, man. We working on it. Lil Jim, we gonna work something out. We're gonna come out there for sure. I love Washington. Last time I was in Washington, bro, was in Muckleshoot. They had a powwow, and it was the first time they ever did a hip hop show. You know, like when people are when they take breaks to eat, the
Yeah.
dancers. And so it was like, oh yeah, everyone's taking a break, and they're like, and here's a little hip hop show, you know. But we were like the first ones to do it in Washington, I think. But we went up there, did our thing, and they were feeling the Indian Diamonds, bro. They're like, "You from
Hey,
Cali?" They're like, "You
I
from
was
the
feeling
Bay?"
that this morning.
Yeah, man, it was dope. It was lit, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man, that's dope. Fuck, there was another question I was gonna ask you.
Oh yeah, then you said more shows, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I got one 420 out here at Big Valley and my grandma's res, and yeah, we're gonna be doing it with my bro Taji D and these youngsters. They're called NCC. They're little Lake County like cats out here, but they're pretty dope. Like they do, I think they're called Nature something. I forgot what their little acronym for the NCC, but they're dope. Little youngsters coming up. My bro
And
Taji D, he's a bro in a wheelchair. Like he produces all my music. So like
okay,
all my stuff that you hear is Taji D produced it. But yeah, and
that's
we're
dope,
gonna
man.
rock
I
that
love it.
shit. And then yeah, bro, like, and I just found out we got a car show in May out in Modesto. So yeah, man, just forever always movement, man. Just like
You
on
got
the,
do you
just
have do you
like
have
on the
any merch or
photo.
anything?
Yeah, bro. So yeah, the bro little Jim that was just on the thing. He got all our merch. He does the sweaters, fucking shirts, hats, beanies, like whatever, bro. You just gotta hit him up. Hit up the bro little Jim. Or I'll try to tag him on here. But yeah, the bro little Jim, man, he does all our merch and stuff, man, and it's dope. It's dope shit, man. So
That's what's
any
up,
of
and
y'all
it's
want
it,
some merch, tap in.
it's a higher ground Savage family, right?
Yeah, yeah, higher grounds of struggle. Yeah,
Higher
Savage
ground
family.
struggle. That's what it was. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Does anybody in here on the chat right now have any questions for us? Definitely ask us. Is there any other topics that I didn't kind of bring up that you want to kind of bring up, or if there's any more artists that you fuck with that you wanna promote? Any more native artists? Obviously, we're talking about Lil Jim here, and if he wants to come on the show, definitely hit me up. I'll definitely tap in with him, get his story out there about starting a hip hop group. Yeah, man. If there's any native artists, any homies that you wanna shout out, if you wanna any topics I didn't bring up, like MMIW, if you want to talk about the Run for Salmon stuff that you're a part of, yeah, definitely bring any of that up.
For sure. Yeah. Actually, tomorrow we're actually gonna go out to to Lake Berryessa because the dam out there that dams Put Creek,
Uh
and
huh.
like we're just like just getting like footages and actually gonna go to these places to pray because it's like nobody actually like prays to the water, like you said, the water or the earth or any of that stuff anymore. So it's kind of like putting out that energy to you know what I mean, so they could feel that and to see the devastation that's what's going on, like with the dams and everything, bro. Like fuck, we just one of our bros from Run for Salmon lives in Chico, and like the Chico Creek that goes into the Sacramento, like it's fucking low, bro. Like knee deep, like you could literally walk across that shit, bro. And that's yeah, stuff like that, just speaking out like about our waters, you know what I mean, and trying to wake the tribes up, cause like a lot of that's our issues too. You know what I mean? Because like we need to fight for our waters. Because if not, then like what the fuck? Like what is our what is our next generation or even generations down the road down the line is gonna have. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely, and that's what I want to have with these conversations, because the future, the generations coming after us, the future is they deal with technology. So
yeah,
hopefully with these conversations, people will see them like 4 or 5 years down the line and take what we're saying about these things, and kind of hopefully by then it'll be more a better place. Like these rivers and these lakes will be filled with water. But yeah, hopefully these conversations can kind of like somebody will see it down the road and take it one day and take it and use it in their own life. Like what you're
yeah,
talking about, right? Writing music, you know what I mean? What you're talking about, living in the city and then moving to Lake County, all that. Somebody will relate to that, and hopefully, and take that and apply that to their life. You know what I mean? How you did it. You know what I mean? Because all everything with us is verbal pass down. It's nothing's been written. You know what I mean? So hopefully, with this moving into the future, these podcasts is what we can do to help people, motivate to keep going.
hell yeah, bro. That was like I said, bro. That was my main focus with the music was to get stuff like that out because nobody talks about it, and even in hip hop music, no one speaks about it. They're too busy talking about money, women, and flashy clothes and jewelry, all that stuff, and like people always try to get me to go towards that side, you know what I mean? And it's like, no, man, I'm speaking about this. Like I've always been about what Savage Fam is about, you know what I mean? Standing against violent adversaries and genocidal environments, forever always movement, you know what I mean? So I've always like been about that. When you asked me earlier about when I picked up the pen, like that was my first rhyme was like so much pain in the struggle, believe my Indian ways. Don't live it in the Bible, just live through the days. You mean like I was
Hey,
already being sad fam, you know what I mean? And like I always kept it like I made a couple songs that were, Cardi B-ish, yeah, you know what I mean, or stuff like that, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Ratchet shit, but I always kept true to just being the voice being the voice of the voiceless, you know what I mean? Like being the voice for like the people that can't speak, like the kids that can't speak for themselves, that can't speak out, or for the elders that are being abused, or the women that are being abused. You know what I mean? And like them old ancestors that struggled through this, that what they went through, you know what I mean? Shit like that. And then how like, no man, like telling our youngsters like, no, be proud of that because we were killed to do our ceremonies. We were all this stuff. And it's like now we have the opportunity to do it. Now is like just gotta nurture them. You know what I mean?
absolutely. And another thing too, a representation is awesome, because young natives at that college or at that show see you up there rocking and doing your thing. They're like, man, I can do something like that. I can produce. Or the homie, like you said, that's producing all your music, they hear that and they're like, man, I can produce something. Or they see this podcast, they're like, man, I can get on and talk about issues going on in my neighborhood. And
Mm-hmm.
so representation is everything. Because there's no huge podcast besides like Reservation Dogs right now. There's nothing that represents us in movies, in anything. You know what I mean? So we
Yeah,
got, if they're not going to give it to us, we got to fucking get out there and take it.
facts. Big facts. But that's that too, bro. Like, yeah, and it's always a difference because like they all think us California natives, bro, are like balling like Pachanga and like Cash
Yeah,
Creek and all these other, you know what I mean? And like we don't do our ways or we don't do our ceremonies. Like we're all assimilated, and maybe some are, but like in the end, they get called back to come to the fire to the, you know what I mean? So either way, like it's just what we're trying to do with my music is just to get people to look through our eyes, our voices, everything. You know what I mean? Not through someone else's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pay you to do a music video for me. Like, no, this is what we're doing raw. Like this is just straight raw. You know what I mean? And then like yeah, it's explain the story, and then like we bring people like the folks on the live or the my nieces and nephews that can't go nowhere that are stuck on the res that they can get on the YouTube and like, oh, check that show out, or you know what I mean, like stuff like that, bro. It's just bringing everybody on the journey with us. You know what I mean?
100%. It's bringing your people with you.
So
Because
yeah,
I know growing up on the res, there wasn't much that we saw outside of the res. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we go to Santa Rosa, we go to Ukiah, but there's nothing that took us, being poor, you know, there's nothing that took us beyond that. There's nothing that took us to Disneyland. We didn't take no trips to, unless it was to see family. There, we weren't doing shit else but seeing family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we should show people that it's possible to get off the res. It's possible to do things and go places and talk to people and see people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was dope too, cause like that youngster, like one of the at the what the I got tongue tied. The youngster at the show, she had pink hair, but she was in a foster home, I guess, and her foster parents took her to that show, like, cause you know she's half Yurok and half, you know, and so like maybe this would be something for her, and like she was like telling her like she looked like she had a good time, bro, and like that's what you mean we try to do is bring that good vibes, good energy, all that to the folks. You know what I mean, like just to bring that dope, bring
100%.
that, yeah. And yeah, bro, like
All
she
right.
was up there. We was on the song. We like put your hands up, and she was like putting her hands up. You know what I mean? Like, and she don't even know like nothing about being Yurok or nothing, but like just that little spark, bro. Now she's gonna go find who she is, and you know what I mean, and know who she, you know what I mean, who she is. So like, yeah, bro,
That's
it's
what it's
crazy.
all about, man. Straight up. You motivated her to find who she is and get out there, and maybe she might be the next hip hop artist. She might be the next artist, you know, painter or
Yeah,
whatever,
whatever,
leader
man.
or
Yeah,
whatever, basket maker for her tribe. She might go down that path. You know what I mean? So you sparked something, man. That's awesome.
yeah, bro, it's dope, and like there's been many people, bro. Like it's not even just like just that girl, but like just little incidents, you know, like just being like just little things, like what, like this is like going back to the rise, like this girl that wrote the rap, like I helped. She actually came to me and was like, I don't know how to finish this, and I read it, bro, and I was like, what the fuck, like, cause it hit me, it hit home for me,
Yeah,
and I was like, man, like, and then I went to look for it, and I was like, you know, like this is kind of like what my sister's going through, like what you're going through, and like. And it hit home, and like, and I was just like, you know, just when I tell you that when you rap it, like, just feel like you're talking to her, like, cause you know you can't talk to your mom like that, you know what I mean, like,
yeah.
whatever. But like when you're in the booth, you can express yourself, you know what I mean. So I was just like helped her. Now, bro, this girl, like, she going to college. She's in like Arizona State, like doing like,
Wow.
and she was like doing movement stuff, bro, and like just like stuff like that, bro. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, so like, yeah, bro, like just little things, man. And that's what keeps me going, cause it's like, man, I am doing something. Like I'm doing something for my folks. They're doing good things. They're changing their lives, you know, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Seeing other besides the res and all the madness that we got to go through every day. You know what I mean?
100%. All right, man. Thank you so much for joining me today, dude. I hella appreciate you coming on. You spoke some knowledge. I want some people to follow you. I want some people to check out your shows. I want some people to check out your music because your music is spit. It's talking about our lives, you know, what we see it, and like you said, how we see it through our eyes. It's not someone else's eyes. It's you writing your shit from the heart and from you didn't grow up on the res, but you writing that shit from the res. It don't matter. You know what I mean? Because
Hell
your
yeah.
ancestors came from there, so that's what it's about. You know what I mean? So I can
Yeah.
hear it, I can feel it in your lyrics. You know what I mean? So it's dope. I definitely keep pushing, definitely keep motivating your people. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for everybody joining us today too. Yeah, and shout out to HGS. You know,
Hell yeah.
or
Hell
HS.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for letting me come on the live with you, bro, and just yeah, share the message, share the blessings. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I was feeling good from that show, and I'm trying to like ride that wave and carry it on. You know what I mean? And push it to everybody else, like just good vibes, good energy, and even to this next show, like I just want to bring that same. You know what I mean? And just go hard.
Hell yeah, that's what it's about, man. Thank you. I really appreciate you coming on. And we got the homegirl that got your merch. So Audrey Marie, go follow her if you got those
Yeah,
shirts.
right here. Show them the shirt again. Hey.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah,
go
hell yeah. Thank you.
hit up Audrey. Hey.
Hey,
All right,
all right,
brother.
thanks,
But yeah,
man.
man. Thanks for having me, man.
No problem.
Much love, bro.
All right, peace out.
Peace out, brother.
All right, thank you everyone for joining Burn the Wagon. We're here to burn the wagon that is patriarchy, capitalism, and above all else, colonialism. If anybody wants to join me, definitely tap in. Please hit the follow button. Please hit the share button. Hit the like. I'm going to post this here pretty soon. We're on YouTube, so Burn the Wagon on YouTube if you want to subscribe to that. Peace out. Love. Thank you guys for joining today.